Hey guys, it's Critic Chick back with another Walking Dead video. Today we will be doing a countdown of my top 10 least favorite characters. As I said in my last top 10 video, which was my favorite characters, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen that, when you watch a show for so long, you develop a liking and a disliking to all the characters. So today we will be seeing my least favorite, awful, useless characters of The Walking Dead. So here we go.
No! Fine. Do it.
For the living, breathing person, could they walk away from this? Stop! 3 rounds in the chest. Could someone who's alive, could they just take that? Why is it still coming? That's its heart. Its lungs. Why is it still coming? Shine it up! Hey, you right, man. That is enough.
We should have made a deal with them when we could have. Oh, yeah, we're so lucky. You've led us all to the promised land. Isn't that right, Rick? Here we are. I guess Glenn and Abraham were lucky, too.
It's the 3rd time you pointed that thing on my head. You gonna pull the trigger or what?
No!
Want us to kill Viders? Of course, but this is crazy. I go home. Think you're gonna be safe? I'm going back to work. Trust you,
I lied. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to stop it. I'm not a scientist.
We can't leave. I'm pregnant.
Are you?
I threw him up.
My officers put their lives on the line to find him. One of them died.
He ain't staying.
He's one of mine. You have no claim on him.
The boy wants to go home, so you have no claim on him.
Well, then we don't have a deal.
The deal?
We would have done this to anybody. We will. But, at the end of the day, no matter how much we hate all this ugly business, a man's gotta eat.
Yours. We're together. I lay with him after. You care? We should get back to work.
Yeah.
Before we get into the reasons why these are my least favorite characters of The Walking Dead, here are my dishonorable mentions. So Gregory's my number 1, and he made number 1 over Shane because he's useless and he has no backbone. He's never killed a walker in his life. He always goes behind people's backs to be on the side that he thinks is going to win, and he doesn't really know how to lead. Like, the Hilltop was working fine because he had a deal with the Saviors, but that's no way to live. And right when it came conflict, he turned his back on Rick and the group and went behind their backs to the Saviors, and that is why he made my number 1. Ugh. My number 2 is Shane, and the only reason he's not number 1 is because he knows how to get shit done, even though it's in the wrong way. He makes dumb decisions, and he's just basically a loose cannon, and you couldn't have had him in the group for as much longer. So I think his character death was a perfect timing for the show, and it was able to progress the storyline without having to deal with a loose cannon like Shane. I mean, he almost raped Lori, he tried to kill Rick, and he basically killed Herschel's family, even though they were already zombies. But, I mean, it was a pretty cold-hearted thing to do. You have to understand Herschel's side. So, I'm so glad Shane is gone. You are not missed. You're a great actor, though, but you're my number 2 on my least favorite characters. My number 3 is Spencer, basically because he acts like a whiny little kid, and he thought he could do better than Rick, when he realistically has no idea what goes into being a leader and handling the Saviors. He crossed the line in the clip that I showed in the countdown, calling out that Rick should have made a deal with the Saviors, and he didn't help Glenn and Abraham, and the whole show made comments like that, and I'm so glad Negan gutted him, and that was an awesome scene. I think basically everyone cheered when Spencer died, so bye Spencer. Once again, you're not missed either. My number 4 is Andrea, because I thought she was one of the most useless characters in the show during that point. She was super dumb. She didn't understand that the governor was crazy and could not be reasoned with, and she thought Michonne was crazy for thinking that the governor was a bad guy. And it's like, just because you're sleeping with a man doesn't mean he's a good guy. So Andrea just was on my nerves for her whole show run, and she almost shot Daryl when she thought it was a zombie in the field, and they said, no, Andrea, don't shoot, but she went ahead and grazed his head, thank God, and she just was all over the place. Didn't know how to handle the situation, didn't listen to Rick, didn't listen to Michonne, and basically that's what ended up getting her killed. Number 5 is the governor, and that's because obviously he's one of the show villains, but as you see, villains can make my favorites list, as Negan is my number 3. But with the governor, I just found that he was just crazy and all he wanted was power, and he had no reasonable through line or reason that he was doing this, so I couldn't back him up on anything. With Negan, there's some things he says that I'm like, oh wow, that makes sense, you're right. But with the governor, I feel like he was just a loose cannon, he was crazy, and I mean, come on, he killed Herschel, he has to be in my top 5. Number 6 is Eugene, basically for the straight up fact that he's just a traitor. He has no backbone, and he went with the Saviors right when he got there. Unlike Daryl, who fought through it and basically escaped, Eugene is not like that. He's a coward, he's even said it, which I'm glad he's self-aware, but I'm over Eugene. I don't think there's any way he can redeem himself of what he's done, and that is why he's my number 6. My number 7 is Lori. Although she wasn't on the show for very long, she annoyed the hell out of me every episode she was in. I basically think everyone disliked Lori. There wasn't a certain scene where it was like, oof, I don't like her. Just her whole character's existence was annoying, and I'm not glad she's gone because it traumatized Carl, it traumatized Rick, but I don't miss her. My number 9 is Gareth, because, I mean, the guy's cannibal. How can you not have him in your least favorite characters list? He ate Bob's leg. He had Rick, Glenn, and other people lean over a pig trough and slit their throats to bleed them out. I mean, the guy is just sick. And that is why he is my number 9, and I'm so glad Rick made his promise and killed him with that red machete. My number 8 is Dawn, basically because she did not know how to be a leader and she was super manipulated and let all the cops in her compound rape and beat up old men and just basically go haywire, and she was not leading them. She was basically just a warm body standing there letting everything happen, and she was manipulating Beth, and in the end she got Beth killed. She shot her in the head, and that is why Dawn is my number 8. Number 10 is Jadis, because I hate the garbage people and she's the leader, so that is why she's on here. They're just backstabbers. They betrayed Rick multiple times. I don't know why he keeps going back to them, and they're just annoying characters. They obviously devolved during the zombie apocalypse because they speak like cavemen, and that's annoying. I don't understand why that's happening, and I just don't like them, and I hope they're off the show for good. I do not need to see the garbage people anymore. So there you guys have it, my least favorite Walking Dead characters. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Walking Dead content, and leave a comment down below if there's a video you want to see. Thank you so much for watching.